Hey everyone, Mr. Armitage here with part 2 of the Bubbafish activity. And so what we did in the previous video was to figure out an estimate, okay, by sampling the population of the proportion of these Bubbafish that had some feature. In this case, we'll talk about, we'll say a third eye. So we had, in the video, I had estimated that the proportion was 0.22. Okay, that p hat equals 0.22. Now, before we move on, we have to verify some assumptions about our data. Specifically, we need to check that we can actually use the normal model in this case. Because if not, creating a confidence interval is not, well, is not as easy as this. Okay? So first thing, it's the same checks that we do for when we had the binomial model and probability and wanted to use the normal model to approximate it. So first, okay, is the expected number of successes greater than 10? Okay, well, we saw when sampling that that was the case in this particular situation, right? Because that would simply be n times, well, p hat. So 50 times 0.22 would give us the original 11 that we had before. Okay, so that works out. Cool. Then the second one, okay, is the expected number of failures also greater than 10? Now, we could calculate this a number of ways, but remember it was typically n times q. Well, in this case, that's going to be q hat. So the proportion of our sample that was not filled in, that did not have that third eye. So q hat is simply 1 minus p hat, or in my particular case here, yours will probably be different. It should be 50 times 0.78, which will give me 39. Okay. And yes, that is greater than 10, so that works. Cool. The third check that we need to make sure is that our sample size is less than 10% of the population. Okay, this one can be a little difficult to estimate, like in real life situations, because we may not know the size of the population. In this case, it's 600, so that's easy enough. And we can simply do, well, the formula is lowercase n divided by uppercase n, where uppercase n is the population size, lowercase n is our sample size. But you know, if we don't know the actual population size, we need to either find ways of estimating that or have our best guesses for it. But chances are, if you're doing something like this, you're going to have a population size that's pretty big. We have 50 over 600. Okay. So that would be, let's see, about 0.083. Okay, so 8.3%. So, yep, all good there. So we've met all three conditions for using the normal model to create our confidence interval. So we may proceed. These are the values that you'll enter into your form.